I came across a quote that I would love your thoughts on, man. It's one of those quotes where I read it and I'm like, what would Lonzo think? But the quote is, acting broke is how you get rich. Acting rich is how you go broke. When you hear that, what do you think, man?
I've heard that goes back to another term I learned as a kid: fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. Okay. But the other one, that's what gets you broke. Trying to look rich will get you broke quick, fast, in a hurry, because now you're doing stuff you know is way out of your pay grade, and you're trying to live up to something that either somebody else has set a standard that you're trying to live up to, or a social media standard, or a clique that you're running with that has this new standard, and you know, it will just financially drain you, and you're trying to do something that you really ain't in position to do. And it never worked, Doc. Never, ever, ever.
Nope, it ain't. How influential is hip hop and rap music to people living outside of their means? They see this rapper who they think has a lot of money, all these fast cars, beautiful women, big old houses, and they think that, you know, that they emulate that. How influential do you think hip hop is in that sense?
You know, it's really sad, man. It has a lot of influence because people look at a lot of these kids, a lot of these people don't vet the people that they are trying to emulate. They go by face value. So and so said, and this has been a problem for hip hop for a long time, because hip hop has always been a braggadocious, look what I got type of situation, and people don't know how you got it, how long you gonna have it.
Yeah.
Okay, because you can rent anything. You can rent money. Okay, you rent watches, you can rent houses, you can rent cars, and when you see people trying to do that, and it's not even necessary. You know, I saw a situation recently where I was at an event and somebody pulled up in a Bentley. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Hope that's your Bentley, because it wasn't. You know, if it's yours, good. But if you just got that thing just to be a part of this event, you're trying to do something that ain't really necessary. Unless you got it like that, then that's something else. But you know, it just you and you never know. You never know who's front. You never know who's serious. You never know who's doing what, Doc. So you know, people, a lot, especially in the social media era, they get conned.
Uh-oh. I think he's in the Matrix again. Let me see if I can fix. Oh. We'll wait for him to get out of the Matrix. I think YouTube is still recovering from Christmas. There you go. Oh, now I can't hear you.
I ain't touching nothing.
Oh, there we go. Now I hear you.
All right, cool. We could.
I think YouTube is a little hungover today.
It might be because everything over here is straight.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about something else, Lonzo. Can you name your top 5 albums of all time? Just whether it be R&B, hip hop, funk, soul. What are if you could put 5 albums in Lonzo's top 5 that you say, I don't know, influenced you, you know, just made you a better person, I don't know, made you think differently about music? What would your top 5 albums of all time be from any genre?
I got to say the Guy album, the first one.
Okay.
I played from I never took it out of my damn CD player. The Guy album, Snoop's album, Doggy Style. That's a good one. I'm a big Dramatics fan, so any album they've ever made in the past 30 years would go on my doggone my player and stay on my playlist indefinitely. Tupac, anything Tupac did. Tupac was my dude. I'm a big Tupac fan, and man, just I'm a big Lauryn Hill fan as well. Her album.
That was a great album.
That was a great album. So I mean, you know, it's a lot of other albums that can make that list. That list can get deeper, but when you ask just off the top of my head, people that I still rock with today, those would be some of those people.
Mm.
Why you ask?
I'm just curious, man, because I want to know what influenced Lonzo in a music sense. What were you listening to heavy when you were recording your first album? Like, what was in the background? You know what I mean? Not saying that it influenced you and you copied it and this and that, but what were you listening to that helped you maybe write your first album?
We'd already been heavily influenced by Soul Sonic Force just from Eve After Dark. That was our go-to. Although I was crazy about Houdini. Houdini was doing big things, man. Houdini wasn't out yet though. I'm sorry. I met Houdini on my second album.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't have a lot of rap people. Grandmaster Flash Furious 5 was always a influence. What's that group? What People Do for Money? Something Sounds.
For the Love of Money, not for What People Do for Money.
Yeah. Divine Sounds. I think it was Divine Sounds.
Yeah, Divine Sounds. Yep.
That was a big influential song. We originally got influenced by Run DMC. If you listen to Slice, that's something that ain't nothing but a Run DMC song with an East Coast twist on it. So I've always had multiple musical influences just on the era in which I was raised. Okay, you got to understand. My mom was a jazz lover. My sister was a soul and R&B lover. My dad liked country and western. So whoever car I was in, that's what I listened to. So I learned to appreciate Cannonball Adderley from the jazz era. I learned to appreciate Lonnie Liston Smith. I learned to appreciate dramatics. I learned to appreciate Willie Nelson, Ray Charles. So, when you think about a kid that has a real eclectic, plus you got to understand, in those days in black and white radio, they didn't have a lot of segregation. If it was a good song, David Bowie would end up on a radio station, on a black radio station. Same thing with my boy from Benny and the Jets, Elton John.
Oh yeah, he's hard.
It would end up on an R&B radio station. And when I think about the, we listen to Gino Vanelli and the Blue Eyed Soul and Michael McDonald. And I'm playing Michael McDonald at Alpine Village, man. And folks is grooving. So it's a whole different mindset when it comes to